Hey guys, this is AZ Ames. So, right now I have new equipment thanks to my lovely husband that bought me these things. He bought me a microphone and a tripod for my phone, and it has a light on it and it has different settings, and it's really, really awesome. So, thank you, my love. So, I'm here doing the get to know me tag. I have, let's see, I have 20 questions, and I'll be sharing a link down below where I got these questions from, because it's a mix of 3 different websites. So the first question is, what is your name? My name is Aubriana. How tall are you? I am 5'4". What is your channel about? My channel is mostly surrounded by horror and story times and just different things that I find fascinating, interesting, and things that I've come across in my life. And a lot of things that I've done before in past videos was hauls, a lot of hauls, because I didn't have the proper equipment, I didn't have the proper things to make good YouTube videos. So now, hopefully, thanks to my husband, I will have the proper equipment now. So the next question is, where do you see yourself and your YouTube in 5 years? In 5 years, I hope to be, successful in the way of not money, but in the way of getting things that I've gone through out to the world, and things that, I feel are important in the world to be spread, and to spread messages to you or to others about just how I view life and things that I've found out in life. I'm not young anymore, and I just hope that things go good for me in the next 5 years. And I hope to grow this channel, and I hope that I can be there for whoever is willing to listen to me. And yeah, so on to question number 5. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? So I like CJades, Pink Sparkles, Hey Paris, Jen Dent, Graveyard Girl, Morgan Joyce, Hey It's Bree, Tana Mojo, Haley Reese, Loey Lane, Jessie Smiles, Nikki Glamour, Gabby Show, also known as Gabby Hannah now. She's rebranded herself and she has done great. I've watched her from the very beginning as Gabby Show up to now where she's Gabby Hannah now. Glam and Gore, of course. Oh, I love Mikey. I'm such a huge horror fan that she just appeals to my horror side. We also have Taylor Lynn, Kristen McAtee, Ashley Swan, Bella Fusco, Shane Dawson, of course. Shane, I love your conspiracy theories. I can watch those all day, every day, every single day. I replay them constantly. I watch them a lot. A lot. Let's see. Kaylee Elise, unfortunately, she is leaving YouTube as of now, which I totally respect her decision to do so, because if you haven't heard of her, you should definitely go watch her. She shed light on a lot of unsolved crimes, a lot of Jane Doe and John Doe cases, and I just loved her way that she brought, light to dark subjects and dark things, and I just loved her for my dark side. I also like Carly and Contro and Sarah Sparkles. Sarah is so funny. Her and Jen. Oh, I love the both of them so much. So question 6. What's the best thing about YouTube? I say the best thing about YouTube is the YouTubers who do spread messages, to younger audience, or audiences of their own age. Just a different plethora of things that YouTubers can bring. And as you've seen from my list, I have a wide variety of different types of YouTubers that I really do enjoy watching, from creepy to, just, normal, and just, serious things. And, I just have all types of different likes. So question number 7, what's the worst thing about YouTube? I would say probably the evilness that people bring to YouTube, such as like the comments and the slandering and, you know, always just negativity in YouTube that surrounds all of that. And if you hear any noises, you can either hear my fan, my window's open, so the fan is going, or there was another sound that you might be hearing. That is my child, my four-legged child, that seems to always wake up when I am filming. Never when I'm not filming. She's sound asleep, but my child, nonetheless. So, question number 8. Do you have any pics of you when you were younger? Unfortunately, I don't anymore. I only have a few, so the ones I do have, I will insert here. And we will move on and not get into that subject to question number 9. What TV shows did you watch growing up? So I watched Scooby-Doo, of course, which I will get into that in a minute. So Scooby-Doo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Disney Channel, what else? Mostly mainly Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I do believe those 2 shows made me who I am today. I'm a very dark person. As you can see, there's a couple things you can see. Back here is my American Werewolf in London poster. Yeah, I'm a huge horror fan. My t-shirt is another thing. I don't know if you can read it, but I will insert it here. So I think those 2 shaped me into who I am as a person today. Sorry, hair. Question number 10. What did you want to be when you grew up, and do you still want to be that? So when I was younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian, and no, I do not currently want to be that. My 3 current careers that I would like to do, or I should say 4. My 4 current careers that I would like to do would be a special effects makeup artist. I would like to be a YouTuber, which I'm hoping that could happen. The next thing I would like to be is something not exactly what most people would want to be their job, but like a paranormal researcher, or like a, you know, kind of like Lorraine Warren kind of thing in the Conjuring series. I would like to be something like that, because throughout this channel you will come to realize that I am a very huge fan of horror and, you know, psychological, paranormal, supernatural type things are my loves. And the 4th and final thing would be a mortician, like a morgue, one who deals with, you know, that scenario. Sorry. So number 11. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? A lot of scary things happened to me when I was young. I had a very rough childhood, which I will get into that later on, sometime later. But one of the scariest things I think I can remember is... Well, it's not so much, I didn't think it was scary, but now that I'm older, I feel like it was definitely scary. So, my mother... Sorry, I'm listening. I thought somebody came home. My mother had a friend, and my mother was a very young mother when she had me. One of her friends was in his early 20s, I believe, maybe middle 20s, late 20s, and I was only 7 or 8 years old, and I was drawing, and he had told me, sorry, neighbors, and that if what was I doing, and that I told him I was drawing, and he had asked if he could draw along with me. So I handed him a piece of paper and a pen, and I continued to draw, and he handed me back his paper. And on his paper, it said a name, I don't remember the name. I'm sorry. And even if I did, I wouldn't. Let's just call him Bill, because that's a common name. But I most definitely know it was not Bill. So Bill writes down his name and phone number on a piece of paper and tells me that when I feel lonely, to call him and to tell him that I was lonely and that he would come pick me up. Now, this is gonna get into some bad scenarios for people, and I'm sorry if, that, I don't want to use the word trigger because that's a funny word nowadays, but if that bothers someone, I'm sorry. I don't mean to, do that to you. But at the time, I didn't think anything of it. And, thank God, my parents, my dad, long story. My dad, I told him what the bill had said, and he became really angry and started yelling at my mom. And yeah, I never really knew what the whole reasoning behind it was. Now that I'm older, I now know, and now that I watch all these like Criminal Minds, Law and Order, Special Victims, and all these crime shows, that now I know what could have happened if I hadn't have said something. And I'm so very grateful that I did, and will continue to be aware of my surroundings now that I am in my early 20s. I will be more aware and be sure to tell my children, when I have children, to be careful and be aware, and to always be sure to tell me and their dad when something like that happens, if they have a funny feeling about something, or even if it's not a funny feeling, just always be sure and be careful and watch. And if you have feelings, trust your feelings. They're majority of the time never wrong. And even if they are, you had a feeling. I mean, it's better to go on feeling than to not. So, away from that subject. Number 12. How's the world different from how it was like when you were a child? It's a lot different. I never was afraid until I started to grow older. And now there's just so many things that we have to be careful for, and so many things that we have to watch for. And honestly, I hate people. I don't like dealing with people. Even when I worked in customer service, I hate people. I don't like being around people. I would just rather be in my room in the confinement of my darkness than to be out in the world, because the world, I don't feel that it's dark. I feel that it's pure evil. There are so many people that are doing such horrible things that shouldn't even be happening in this world now. I mean, this world, what does it come to? What can we do to change it? There's got to be something we got to do to change it. So, on to question 13. What's your favorite candle scent? My favorite candle scent is by Yankee Candle, I think it is. Midsummer's Night. I will put a picture right here. Number 14. What would you name your daughter if you had one? Wednesday. My husband came up with that, and we both like dark and creepy things, so I would name her Wednesday. What would you name your son if you had one? Now, this one I picked. I think it's a beautiful name. I think Wednesday's a beautiful name, but I picked this. So if you've ever seen Texas Chainsaw, in, I believe 2013 came out, Leatherface, his name was Jedediah. I fell in love with that name. If I had a son, I would name him Jedediah. I will post the movie picture here. So, number 16. Have you ever read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? I have read the Twilight series when I was a teenager. I love them. I still love them. If you want to crucify me for that, fine, go ahead. But yeah, I love the Twilight series. I have not read the Harry Potter series. I would love to read the Harry Potter series. Yeah, I should probably get into that because I love reading. So I'm going to probably start reading the Harry Potter series and the Hunger Games. Never watched them, and no, I've never read the books. Let me know if I should, though. Comment down below. All right, so number 17. Who's your favorite person? My favorite person, his name is Matthew Adam Zamora. Love you. So, number 18. What medical conditions do you have? So, I was diagnosed when I was 18 years old. I am now going to be 24 in December. I was diagnosed with first scoliosis, okay, by my doctor since I was a little kid. Then I went to another doctor and they told me that I had lordosis. Then I went to another doctor and they told me I had kyphosis. And if you're not aware of what those three are, they're all basically like curvatures in the spine, but in like 3 different areas. If not, I'm so sorry if I'm, saying that incorrectly. I haven't looked up that stuff since I was in my teenage years. But I will, put a definition between the 3 here. And so when I went to go see a specialist who deals with scoliosis, he told me that I do not have it. So to my knowledge, I have it or I don't have it. I don't know. But I went to physical therapy. That's another story for another day. That was a joke, a huge joke. So I went to physical therapy for it and it got worse. Who figured? So I have those, and I've never been diagnosed with depression or anxiety, but I really do feel like I have them. And I don't know if I have PTSD. I don't want to say that I do and be incorrect, so I'm going to have to be diagnosed in order to say that I have that. But I know that I definitely do have severe depression. I've had it since I was really small. And anxiety, I've had like I don't know what the correct terminology is, but I've had like stage fright where I don't like being in front of people. I don't like, talking in front of people. So I don't think that's anxiety, like full-blown anxiety. I think that's just, I'm not sure what you would call it, but I know that within these recent past few years, I have gotten anxiety and it has gotten really, really bad. And again, that's another story time for another day. I will be making story times. I know I keep repeating that, but I will be making story times now that I have a new light and now that I have a microphone. So yeah, as far as I know, those are the only diagnoses that I have. And I mean the medical conditions that I have and my diagnosis. So question number 19, how many times have you been to the hospital? So I've been to the hospital for family a lot of times, mostly for my dad. Unfortunately, I miss him very much. He passed away in January of 2018. Yeah, 2018. It feels just like yesterday, but I forget. For a moment, I forgot. So I've been to the hospital for myself maybe 3 times. Once I can remember, which happened within the last few years, which has tied into my anxiety. So I will definitely be doing a story time about that. And the last and final question is 20. Why do you have a Tumblr? So Tumblr for me is if somebody was inside of my head and began writing down everything they saw inside of my head. Tumblr just gets me. I've always said that Tumblr just understands me, and I think it's because there are so many people who deal with the same type of issues or feel the same type of way, and they put it into words so that everyone who's ever felt like that can relate to that. And I love Tumblr. I found so many cool things on Tumblr. I found so many poems and poetry and a lot of things that I found on there have inspired me to get or to fall in love with stories that I've read, just Tumblr is a great place. If you haven't checked it out, I highly suggest you do. I know that I found 2 poems or 2 things. I don't know what to call them, poems or stories or what, but I know I have 2 tattoos. I have one here and one here, and they are both quotes that I found on Tumblr, and I got them tattooed because they spoke a lot to me. And I will be doing a tattoo tag very soon, but I don't feel that I have enough, so I don't want to do that right now until I get at least 1 or 2 more. Then I'll do a tattoos tag. And yes, I love tattoos. I am completely obsessed with tattoos. I can't wait to be covered, both sleeves, with tattoos. If you hear anything, my baby is having a nightmare. Okay. So, yeah, I will leave my Twitter, my Tumblr, and my business email down below. And if you want to see anything from me, please go ahead and comment and let me know, and subscribe if you have an interest in wanting to hear the rest of the things that I have to say, or hearing story times that I will be coming up with. So this is AZ Ames signing off. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.